Oh, a gentleman saw the work that I did on an EL Ford Falcon last week. Well, he hasn't got an EL Ford Falcon. He's got a Ford Fairmont, the nicer trim. There we go. And of course, electric windows, all that sort of thing. It's got the thing here that tells you different distances and whatever. And this one has travelled 192,142 kilometres. Again, this one is the straight 6 engine and it's bog stock standard. So let's have a listen to it with the door open. That's inside the car with the door open. I'll show you the sound behind, before and after, and then the nuts and bolts of what was done. Very quiet from the factory. And all that hot gas is coming down here burning my feet. Now, after. So there you have it. Very, very similar to the other EL from Friday or Thursday. I don't know. I've had a weekend. Anyway, doesn't matter. But if you could hit that like, follow, share, and if you're on YouTube, subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Help me boost up, more people get to see what it is that I'm doing. Again, we have the 4-litre overhead cam engine, fuel injected, there will be welding, life support is engaged, protecting all of the electronics while welding, and there most certainly will be welding. The idea is to pretty much do what was done on Friday, 2.5 inch sports tailpipe, and make an intermediate section from the standard catalytic converter. Now down there it has the bog stock standard unit, which I will be inspecting inside, and you can have a look with me. Right, let's all hit that raising button and we'll uplift this Fairmont to a height where it can be worked on. It should also be known as the follow and subscribe and like button, but yeah, I cleaned off the face here, so just take it as read. Please comment, like and share. Up we go, so very, very slowly. But hey, it'll lift 6.5 tonnes. Alright, so we are the standard size still. A bit rotted out there. Doesn't have the resonator in it. You can get a little bit further forward, you'll see the rubbers are cracking, the light's a bit in the way, but there it is, and an obvious problem. Even this rubber's cracking. That light's terrible in here today. But we have the muffler sitting here in its standard trim, and we'll be building from here back. So I'll just get young Mr. Grasshopper to strip it off, and then we can have a look up inside there and make sure this is okay. This is going to be sounding a darn sight tougher. Sometimes you can just undo the clamp and wriggle them out, but there's no wriggling involved because this is just so full of holes. I'll be a Superman, bend steel in his bare hands. Well, that's hot. Everywhere. So in getting these on and off, the rearmost rubber up there is barrel fun, because you've got to get your phalanges up in there, and it's a very sharp little part of the body up there. Right up there, and that's where you've got to tuck your fingers up to get the rubber on. You have a similar issue here to get the rubber on here because of the gap is less than the width of the rubber, so you've got to squeeze it. In this case, the easiest way was simply cut it off here. The car hasn't seen a real lot of use by the inside of it, I'd say. The muffler itself isn't rusted out, but she's suffered from a lack of use. Anyway, that's coming off. That'll come away, come back as a new Hyundai or something like that. I'm getting a little bit of seam rust happening. It's not a new muffler, it's just shiny. So don't ever be tricked by thinking that a shiny muffler is a new one. Oh, it's even mounted in the wrong place. Okay, that's different. Anyway, young Mr. Grasshopper is going to pull this off and we will look inside. So keep watching You may find this interesting, you might not, but hey, everybody likes looking inside catalytic converters. So hang around, you'll get to see it. Well, I've got the camera all set to go, so let's just fire it up. Ah, welcome indeed. And I'll turn the internal torch on a bit. Now we're going to have a look up inside the catalytic converter. Okay, that's going in there. And what have we got on the screen? Oh, that's all pretty good. A few little minor blockages there, but nothing major. I'd say that'll pass with a push. So we just need to clean this section up now and then start building. A polite little thing, isn't it? And then we go with the big wire. Again, very, very important to clean around there because you must have a good surface for the gasket to seat on. We don't want anything leaking out, that's most embarrassing. As well as not being very healthy for you. Well, Mr. Grasshopper's becoming a little bit of a perfectionist, but that's a good thing. Now we need to put on the 2.5 plate because we're building in 2.5 inch. There we go, going up in position, and when you make these, don't put a gasket in to start with, because when you start tack welding or welding, you'll damage the gasket, let alone the fact they're meant to be crushed up once only. So just up in position to make it, and you can put the gasket in when you've completed. You only want a couple of ugga-duggers to hold it together. In this case 4. Oh, 3 is becoming metricized. Very good. Alright, now we need to come up through here and the muffler will go here. So we'll start by getting the tailpipe in the hole so we know where the muffler goes. I am going to need to trim the tailpipe back and put a 3-inch dumpy on it as per request, but that's easy. Because the tailpipe is pre-made, and quite frankly you can't bend them up on the machinery I've got because the bends are too close together. You get that in position. In your rubbers, make sure you've got enough road height. This is why you finish them off on a 4-post hoist if you start on a 2-post, because the diff moves up and down. So it's just a matter of holding the bracket up to where we want it so we know the holes are going to be lined up and that bracket can be welded on now. Alright, so cover your eyes folks, this is going to be very light tacking. Shoot. And under my thumb. Right, now we can pull that out the way and you can get over the top. But hey, I'm not going to burn my lens, okay? That's just the way it goes. Okay, up in place, weld around the corners, so we're going to clean off that because we don't want to have soot on there when we paint it. Bit hard to do that, holding the camera in my left hand while using a tool in my right. Anyway, you get the idea. It's welded around the edges, not just tack welded. So the muffler's all mounted up, bracketed, clamped to the tail. We know where the back half is fully now. Now we can just concentrate on going from point A to point B, or point A to point B, or be as dyslexic as you like, it doesn't really matter. And we'll be using Mandrel bends. To save cost, we have got 60-degree bends cut in half, so hey, there's 30. Its mate's also a 30. 2 bends just does the job of 4, keeping the cost down for the customer. Even using Mandrel parts, sometimes they're a bit long way down, so you just shorten them up. All made up and just got to be fully welded now, and all shall be very, very good indeed. So there we go, all dumped out like you wanted. All made nice and high. Protective paint. Lovely and tucked up. So here we go with a 97 Ford Fairmont EL about to depart and travel on back down to Hervey Bay, the garage of residence. lots and lots more people coming from Hervey Bay into Maryborough. It's only a short little trip. Yep, not quite as, oh, shall we say, heavy-footed as the matriarch was the other day, but anyway, he loves it. And he's an ex-Ford motor mechanic, and he decided to come from Hervey Bay to here because he knows the work that happens. So, thanks for watching. This has been the end of Ford Fairmont EL 2.5 inch catback. See you later.